Before water reaches a plant, it needs to go through a huge system of pipes throughout a city or town. There are hundreds of miles of pipes throughout cities and towns. For example, Stamford has 300 miles of pipe. In the pipes, water must travel a minimum of 4 feet per second. If it doesn't, things in the pipe will settle at the bottom. In order to keep the water flowing, there needs to be a power source. In this case, the power source is gravity. In order for the gravity to work, water needs to flow downhill, but sometimes water needs to flow uphill. So pump stations are the things that help water flow upwards. By providing pressure, the water is able to go up. Now at the plant, the water first goes to bar screening. The screens there stop any objects bigger than 3/4 of an inch, but sometimes smaller objects can flip on their side and get through. This can cause major problems at a plant by having workers spend an entire day getting it out. After bar screening, water goes to the primary clarifiers. Here, water from the pipes is slowed down, letting things in the water settle at the bottom. As the stuff settles, it is raked up as primary sludge. The primary sludge is then sent to sludge processing. Next, water goes to the biological reactor areas / aeration tanks. Water that arrives here has ammonia in it. The aeration tanks have a constant flow of air into them. Now, when combined, ammonia and air, it makes nitrate. Tiny microorganisms in the biological reactor areas eat the oxygen in the nitrate. The nitrogen from the nitrate is then released into the atmosphere. But because having the oxygen as a sole food source isn't enough, methanol is added as a secondary food source. Afterwards, water travels to the secondary clarifiers. They are the exact same thing as the primary clarifiers. Finally, the water goes to its final stage, ultraviolet disinfection. There, water travels underneath powerful UV lamps, which changes the DNA of any bacteria in the water so they can't breed. After the primary and secondary clarifiers, sludge goes to sludge processing. First, the sludge goes to thickening tanks, where it is mixed with a cationic polymer. That creates strong flocks of any bacteria in the sludge, thus releasing the bond from water. From there, sludge is sent to belt filter presses, which condenses the sludge into sheets. These sheets are 25% solid. The rest is water. Now at the end of the process, the water can be diffused out into the public. What was once filthy water is now clean water. Water that is clean enough to release into Long Island Sound. Other cities and towns can release treated wastewater or effluent into local rivers, lakes, and streams. As it flows downstream, other cities might take it for drinking water, consume it, and treat the water again. In other words, the water coming out of a wastewater plant often flows into intakes of drinking water treatment plants and eventually finds its way back to our faucets.